of Hastings, the death of one man changed the course of history. The Anglo-Saxon King Harold was killed here, on England's south coast. His army defeated by William of Normandy. Anglo-Saxon rule was over forever. At Westminster Abbey on Christmas Day 1066, William was crowned the first Norman King of England. Now he had to secure power across the country. He began by stamping his mark on the landscape, building cathedrals and castles at strategic locations. Nothing like them had been seen in England before. They reminded the Anglo-Saxon population exactly who was in charge.
Makes sense.
But not all were content with living under Norman rule. Anglo-Saxon revolts broke out across the country.
Makes sense.
King William acted quickly to crush these rebellions. But there was one region where dissent was spiraling out of control. The north of England. In 1069, a group of lords from Northumbria formed an alliance with Viking invaders. Together they approached Norman-held York, a large city with an important cathedral, still protected by ancient Roman walls. But the walls couldn't save York. The city and the castle fell to the rebels. William's new kingdom was under threat. He had to get the city back under Norman control. William had no choice but to order his men north. But as the Norman forces set off on their long march towards York, how much resistance from the rebels would they encounter?
North to York. 3 years later. I like it, you know. It really is. It's a history lesson, and
William the Conqueror marched north, with his army of Normans determined to take back the rebel-held city of York. But in his path stood rebel towns that harbored William's northern enemies. He would take the towns back by force.
Soyez prêts, compagnons. Avant, compagnons. Contraignez vos appoints. Je suis votre serveuse. Ordre, je commande, avant. Ici! Incontinent. Adjustment force, nos allons. Sagittaire! Asseyez vos armures, nos allons. Chevalier, Alphoradieu! À l'assaut, chevalier! Sommes en ordonnance! Chairs!
oh,
Pour votre service!
The Normans captured the town of Middlethorpe, establishing their presence in the north. With reinforcements to his armies soon arriving, William would need more resources to supply them.
Si, laborans.
Je veux vos obéir. En arway, men yavlek boy. Parat. Audio. Bene audite. Ite.
Audite. Obedio. Parates, servientes, allons-y.
Spero. Laborans lat.
Si, laburo.
Mandemans. Materia. Massone. Escolto. Edifico.
Ubi vado? Spero. Comprendo.
Que mandes? Vado.
Ah!
What? Si. Che? Laburo.
Ubi vado? Laburo.
Ah.
Laburo.
Oui.
Archier part. Bene, bene.
Escolto.
Edifico. Wait. In ayuda!
And that's why I split them like that. Of course, I doubt anybody's going to come from this way.
Me. Ambulo.
Si, what?
Masono.
Quod?
Wait.
Alla materia.
Che?
Masono.
What up, dude?
What's up, man?
Not much. What are you doing?
Me?
Laburo. Ah, fini.
Have to look over to you on. I guess we'll do it.
Colonnes parats.
Can't hear you real well.
Am I too soft or am I breaking up?
You're breaking up and a little soft. Not really, no.
Not really at all.
Huh?
Spero.
Not that. Is that in there?
It's really weird. You're like breaking in and out.
That's so weird.
And now you're perfect.
The Norman army was now well supplied by a town, but it would take a sustained effort to keep the army at full strength.
So what are you doing?
I downloaded a new game.
Which game?
Give you a guess?
Well, that ain't these nuts.
Another rebel town, Fulford, stood in defiance to William's rule.
Oh crap! I forgot my fucking. Damn it.
Attention. Bande les bandes. Victor.
I love the history lessons
Ah, dang it.
that I get with this game. It is quite nice.
What game is it?
Well, it's one that you recommended, and it has great history lessons.
Great history lessons.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Sorry, I'm kind of just going to blank. Holy shit.
What's up?
Well, Windows did an update and lost all my saved queries that were not saved, but they were. Damn it. Oh, that's what I get for not saving them. There's a couple in there that were really big. Damn it. That is no bueno.
Quitamos. Orchestre. Quitamos. Si.
Actually, I'm gonna bring these guys back here. Give me a scout.
Wait, which one are you playing?
You haven't guessed yet, so.
Okay. I was making sure I didn't miss something there.
No, not yet. You haven't.
Sorry, I'm just why you piece of crap?
Don't know.
Let me refresh the connection here.
Cavallo. Si.
Why is this sheep following my dude? That was kind of funny.
Rado. Escolto. Cavallo. Bene.
Oh, another sheep. More sheep. Yay, I have sheep. Where'd my other sheep go?
There we go. Crisis averted. Oh, are you playing Age of Empires?
There you go.
Si.
Sorry, it took me hearing sheep to
Rado.
Figure it out. How you doing with it?
I'm on mission number. Well, I went through the tutorial.
Oh, yeah. See, I haven't
And
played
then-
tutorials or any of that in a long time. I play mostly skirmish or multiplayer.
Now I'm running
I
through
think-
the story.
I think last time I looked, I was like level 140 something.
Wow. I think I'm level 6.
Yeah, I've been playing a while.
Escolto. Barras.
All right, that's the VID. I need to set it to. Once I get this done, then I'll be able to focus a little bit. 16.
Bene.
13. 42.
More sheep.
Escolto.
I don't know why I have sheep.
Bandes.
There's another sheep. What's the sheep good for?
Food.
That's it?
Yeah, you have your villagers harvest them for food. Oh shit.
Potite, serviente, gitte. In avanti, serviente. Sì.
Barat.
Ooh, somebody do.
Quit it! Oh, hold on. I'm back. I was a neighbor
WB.
looking to get the canal behind my house actually taken care of. As opposed
Taken
to...
care of?
Yeah, it's all overgrown.
Hmm. They offering to do it, or are they looking for you to pitch in for it?
No, they're gonna... The county is supposed to take care of it.
Oh, nice. So they're just looking for your support to yell at the county?
Yep.
I gotcha.
Hmm.
Exploro. Cavallo.
Si. Cambio.
Yeah, let's see. I finished my other thing. Let me launch my game. See what level I am here. Now, did you do just the like Age of Empires 4, or did you do any of the DLCs?
No, just Age of Empire 4 with
Okay.
a 4K video pack.
Odio. Sito.
Yeah, level 144 is what I'm at. I'm actually almost level 145. That's just fucking crazy.
Ensala. Si. Chierte. Escolto. Si. Si. Cavallo.
Yeah, I've made quite a few maps and a few mod packs for it as well. Or tuning packs, I mean. Yeah, make it a little more fun.
Vado. Escolto.
And I've got some maps where I've designed them to where they've already got a wall built on them, and give you a little bit of breathing room right in the beginning.
Chierte.
Yeah.
Odite. Obeio.
Parat. Vado. Cavallo.
Odite, sergentes.
Homes, preparate.
Bene. In avant. In avant, servientes. In avant. Adens por battaglia! Chierte, cavallo! Scarab armata! Cavalarios parat! Parat! Cavalarios parat! Obeio! Chierte, carente! Scarab armata! Cavalarios parat! Scarab armata! In avant!
With the Fulford rebels eliminated, William was one step closer to York. Knowing he would face strong resistance in the city, William prepared to bolster his cavalry.
Exploro. Si. Parate,
The
arquero.
Normans discovered an enemy outpost on the water. It belonged to an ally of the Northern rebels, the Danes. The Danish King Svein II had sent his army to harass William's forces and prevent him from taking back the north. William had a choice: bypass the encampment or destroy it.
Explorons. Escolto. Main de Mars. En Mars. Avant.
Parats. Labour. Escolto. Main de Mars. Edifico.
Sì. Lavoro. Ubi vado? Edifico. Escolto. Masono. Me? Che?
Parats.
Varo. Mandes? Bene. Main de Mars. Tous.
Escolto. Masono. Parats. Labour.
Having left the Dane threat unchecked, the Normans now faced a savage raid from the rebels' fearsome ally.
Parate. Escolto. Cavallo.
William's army held back the Danes' attack, but they threatened to return unless William paid them in gold.
Escoltes, colones. Masono.
Bene audite. In avant.
Main de Mars. Bene. Escolto.
Parate.
What are you into now?
Just running this campaign.
I gotcha.
Running north.
I wish you had a better way to stream.
Yeah.
There's got to be an easier way to do it.
I'm sure there is. It's probably just... I need a frickin' stable.
Edgelimandement. Io ma sono la cosa.
With their stables in place, the Normans could add more cavalry to their army.
Udite, servientes. Sì. Bene. Ite. Ite.
I did a quick search and this thing's saying that Discord and OBS can do it if you select your OBS capture card from Discord. I don't know. I don't have a capture card, so I don't know what those options look like. But and this other one says that some users have found a workaround by using VLC Media Player to capture their video card and then sharing the VLC application to Discord. Interesting. Well, can you stream at least the other way that you can stream, and then I can at least see what's going on
Yeah.
now that I am not so swamped with work. Crapola. Pop out. And you know about numbering your or grouping your troops into numbered groups, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, control number. And you can flip
Nice
quickly
pinch.
between them.
In avant, servientes.
Who are you playing as?
Udite, servientes.
What's it called? Normans.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't really done any of the campaign stuff in forever and ever. I can't remember. Like when I started, last time I played the campaign stuff, they only had a few races.
Yeah.
Like it was years ago. But like right after the game first launched. Also, if you didn't know, when you're queuing those troops, you can hold shift and it'll do 5 at a time.
Oh, that's cool.
Also, when you're placing buildings and stuff with your villagers, you can hold shift and place multiple buildings that way as well.
That's pretty cool too.
And they'll build them in that order. Archer's working hard, boy. Yeah, I would have to say my favorite races so far. I like the Byzantines. Their towers are just ridiculous, and they with the Byzantines, as long as you like have a real secure base and have food coming in,
Yeah.
you can basically keep producing units for free because they have mercenary camps that they can utilize that the units cost only olive oil, which olive oil they get automatically from farming or fishing. So it's not as high of a rate as like what you'd get with mining gold and stuff, but you can still just survive off of that as long as your base is secure, which is kind of nice. And their towers are like mangonel towers. They have like, you know, catapults, so they shoot like 3 catapult balls instead of 1 single bolt. And their mercenary units that they get from other races, they can get like, they have 3 different combos. One is like Streltsies from the Rus and some other stuff. One is like elephants from the Delhi, and then the other one is like
In destroying the Dane outpost,
grenadiers from the
William
Chinese.
stripped
So you have to
nobles
kind of
of
choose
crucial
which
allies.
path you take as you're upgrading them.
William's ultimate goal was within his grasp. All that remained was to enter York and destroy its keep.
Looks like you're doing pretty good though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like the tuning packs that I've done, what they do, and they don't work in campaign that I know of. I don't think you can use them in campaign, but when you do skirmishes, what it does is it allows the increase of, you know, stats on whatever you choose. So like mine, I increased the gold mines, the stone mines, and the trees to all contain more resources, so they take longer to, you know, go through. You still have to mine it all. It just, you know, takes longer to mine it all out.
Yeah.
So it provides for a longer, more robust battle scenario, which is nice. And then, of course, I've increased unit count. You know, so instead of being a cap of 200, I've got one that's like 200, one that's 300, one that's 400, one that's 500. So just depending on how many units you want. Downside is you can't really use the 500 on multiplayer because it just, the game does not handle that many units on the screen well. Both players start to lag unless you're only going like, you know, 2 versus 2 or something, then it's not bad. But if you go like me and Sally normally play like 2 versus 4, 2 versus 6, and when you get it up that high, it's like you know, it starts to lag and stuff.
Yeah.
So we just usually keep it on the 2 or the 400, and don't go against too many enemies. But because of the increase in population, I've also increased the strength of the stone walls.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I increased the population, and then we tried it, and they just like went through the stone walls like it was like hay. It's like, okay, we need to change that. But overall, it's a pretty fun balance. And then I've got 2 versions of each one of those packs. Yeah, one with artillery and one without.
Hmm.
But especially when you get to that many units, when you got 2 or 3 enemies barreling down on you and they're all bringing artillery and stuff, you got like 40 freaking cannons facing at your wall. It's like, okay. And also, we increased the number of villagers you start with, so you can kind of spring into action. But it's a fun pack.
Right.
Did you build those walls, or were they already there?
No, they were there. I captured
Okay.
this. Same with this. And same with down here. No walls, but I captured it.
Oh yeah, always do your upgrades. Yeah, me and Sally have gotten to the point where, you know, we used to both, like, we'd go against 2 or 3, 4 enemies, whatever, and we'd kind of split and do them that way. You know, I'd
Yep.
say, all right, I'll take these 2, you take those 2. But the last, I don't know, last several times we've played, we've been trying to kind of mix it up. Like, okay, I'm cavalry, you're infantry, you know, stuff
Right.
like that. That way we have to work a little more coordinated, although Selly gets very distracted very easily, so it's still a work in progress, but he'll like set his troops to go up somewhere, and we're in the middle of attacking, and he'll like go back to his base to do something, and then next thing you know, I'm like, Sally, hey, yo, you're not, bro. And then all his guys are gone, and then I'm retreating. He's like, oh, my bad. It's like, yeah, you're the cavalry, and I'm infantry, and you know, they're about to stomp me with their cavalry because you got distracted and got yours all killed. Have you played with the formations yet?
Sort of, kind of, not really.
Okay. Well, I like to use them a lot, depending on what situation I'm in. Like there, I would go with like the Z, the line formation, a little wider to give your archers and guys a little more coverage to block that bridge. I mean, they're doing pretty
Right.
good right now, but pushing that shit in. And also, if you, I don't know if you know this, but like say you're wanting to move them just up there, if you right click and hold, you can point a direction and line them up in that
Oh.
direction. So get a more precise.
Oh. That's pretty cool. Okay.
Yeah. It's things like that that I don't think about when like I'm playing and somebody else is playing for the first time, but if I'm like watching them play, things like that come to mind. It's like, okay, try this, you know.
Yep.
And like there, I would take, yeah, my my archer guys and just double click one of your archer guys so they're all selected, and then you can right click and shift right click on each individual enemy and target all the enemies first to take them out while your other dudes are taking out the gate.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I do a lot of queuing up commands and stuff, you know, with shift. You can do that with moving too. So you can, you know, click there and then hold shift and then right click somewhere else, and they'll follow the path.
And began sacking the town as they bore down on the
Same thing with attacking. You can click on one and say, okay, after that, then come attack this, then come attack that, you know. And if you're wanting to attack everything along the way, all the buildings and stuff, you can use the attack move, which is the A, and then you click in if you click in an empty spot, they'll clear everything up around until they get to that spot. If you attack move a building, they'll attack everything on the way to that building, and then they'll make sure they take the building out.
Gotcha.
But they always, when you attack move, they always go after people first rather than buildings.
Okay.
Which is a good way to really screw up the enemy, is you can bait them into coming close to like your towers and fortresses and stuff and getting freaking oil dumped on them and stuff. Because they're going to be shooting at your guys before they shoot at the fortress. So
Yeah.
they're going to get tore up by... Oh, that sucks. Also, you can group your buildings too. So like,
Oh.
I'll do like all my barracks is like group 5, all my archery ranges is group 6, my stables is group 7, and then I just hit 5, 6, and 7 to start queuing again, so I don't have to go back to my base every time I want to queue stuff up. Now see, you've got different types of buildings selected. Select your
Yeah.
group 5 again. Now see on the left, you says all 4, and then it's, so you might be able to click on each individual building there to switch. There you go.
Yep.
To switch the types. Whereas if they were, each one had its different group number, like archeries was one number, stables was another. It'd be a little easier to navigate, but that way does it too. And remember, holding shift while you hit Q would do 5 at a time.
Oh, right.
Hell, a lot of times what I do is I just hold shift and Q and let it go and queue up as many as it can,
Yep.
Just depends on what kind of resources I've got. Are your towers upgraded?
No, I don't have stone.
There are no stone lines around?
Right here.
Oh, there you go.
But I can't build stone mines.
You can't what?
Is it just mining camp? Oh.
Yep.
Alright.
And honestly, if you wouldn't have built that one, they would just walk it to that one by the gold mine. It's just a little bit longer of a walk, so it takes longer between,
Oh,
drop-offs, but
gotcha.
you did it the right way. I always build one right next to it, so it decreases travel time and you get more throughput.
Right.
The Chinese are real fun to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, they build a little bit faster than everybody else, and they get grenadiers, and they get one of their upgrades to the next age is the Great Wall, and what it is it's like a gate that's a little bit wider, and it shoots like nest of bees projectiles at anything that gets close.
Oh, jeez.
Have you seen the nest of bees yet?
Nope.
So, you know the Springalds, you know, they shoot just like a ballista bolt.
Yep.
Picture that, but a little bit smaller, and shooting like 15 at a time in a AOE.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. There you go. You got some stone now. Arrow slits.
Auditez. Si, para.
Japanese are pretty fun, but you gotta have the DLC for playing those. But you can get like Shinobi, which you can disguise as their units, and as long as you don't go by like a fortress or a tower or a scout, you can infiltrate their base, sabotage buildings. You can also get Ozatsus, which have like these crazy hand cannons that they use. And the Azatsu building, you can only build them from one building. It's a landmark building, so you know it's very limited how many you can produce. But over time, it stores up additionals that you can just, you know, call out at any time. So I get that built as soon as possible, and then later on in the game, when I've got like 100 of them, you know, saved up, then I'll just deploy them all.
Audite, servientes. Obéissons.
Yeah, so like when I'm approaching somewhere like that, I generally use the line. If I'm going through buildings, I'll do the wedge sometimes. If I'm going against, especially if I'm going against like catapults and stuff, I'll do the C, the sporadic. Because yeah, those catapults, they shoot 2 or 3 at a time, and it's pretty rough. They can take out a decent group at a time. Gift. There you go.
Audite. Attention. Bene.
We've got this one client. We're finally getting rid of him, and I'm so thankful because he's our small. I don't know if I've mentioned him before, but he's our smallest client. Acts like he's our biggest one. And so then, like earlier in the month, they decided that they were finally gonna, you know, go to somebody else, which we've been praying for 10 years. But now they're fucking just acting a fool again. It's like, you know, just leave already. You know, shit. Why are your horse guys staying so far back?
I don't know.
There they go. Yeah, sometimes what I'll do is I'll just take the archers and line them up on the other side of the wall. You know, those archers you got from the left, instead of attack moving, I'll just move them closer to the wall and just form them up, and they'll shoot at whatever. Damn it, work stuff.
The keep fell to the Norman army, and York was secured. The Northern Rebellion was over, and William the Conqueror was uncontested as King of England.
Yay.
Victory. Level 8.
I
Of
don't
course,
know.
I'm on difficulty easy, so